I love Costa. It completely changed my life. The rice, good. The pasta, better. The sauce, a poem. But these caramelized onions on top, I mean, that is just a whole different story.
I'm hungry right now. Hello everyone, and this is Selim and this is a new episode of Traveling Bag أو شنطة سفر. Today I'm going to introduce to you a very special guest for me, Simon. Hi Simon, how are you doing? I'm really enjoying being with you today. Our first question is, who are you in a nutshell?
My name is Simon. I'm a 30-year-old traveler from Germany. I'm currently staying here in Egypt.
Wow.
I work in tourism. I'm an absolute outdoor geek, so I love hiking, climbing, going to the mountains, all things happening in nature. Yeah.
Wow, this is really interesting. The first type for our questions is just yes or no questions. It's a very short and it's a very fast question, so let's do it. Do you travel always solo?
No.
Your parents paying for your travels?
No, never.
Is it your first time here in Egypt?
Yes.
Is it hard for you in a way or another to travel to any country?
Actually, it's quite easy.
Are you a travel blogger or something?
No, I just travel for myself.
Are you facing a lot of challenges or a lot of problems while traveling?
No, I come from a very privileged background in a way, so to me a lot of doors are open.
Is traveling really expensive thing or not?
That really depends on how you travel. I know these are yes or no questions, but I don't feel like this is an easy yes or no answer.
Okay.
So you can spend a lot of money on traveling.
Okay.
You can also travel relatively cheap.
Is traveling is only for rich people?
Ha, good question. I want to say no, but only to some extent. So you need, of course, a certain level of privilege, and there are a lot of people who do not have access to free movement and travel like I do. So for instance, I think that less than 85%, no, actually more than 85% of people on this planet have never entered a plane.
Okay.
So yes, in a way it is only for rich people on a global scale, but I mean, you don't have to be terribly rich in order to travel. So yeah, I did quite a bit of backpacking in my life for several months, up to almost a year, and at some point staying in hostels, traveling from one place to another can be a bit tiring, and that's when you start noticing that you kind of, I mean, you're maybe not getting homesick, but you look forward to being in one place for a longer period of time again. And so yeah, at some point I'll often get to the point where I'm not tired of traveling, but I'm kind of looking forward to not be traveling for a while.
Did you feel at some point that you want to stay for quite at some place because you loved it, or you...
Definitely, that happens all the time to me.
Okay. Actually, is traveling made you kind of more independent person, like emotionally and in things that relate to work and other things?
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think that people that are not traveling, they are actually missing a lot of things or kind of like experiences?
Yes.
You think that traveling made you kind of like a wise person?
No. No.
Should I have a lot of problems to be able to travel?
Exactly. That's wrong. You can travel just for the sake of traveling. Traveling can be fun, even if you're not looking for a big change in your life. You don't have to travel away from something. You can also travel towards things.
Wow. You think that traveling made you kind of like more outgoing, more lively?
Oh, yes and no.
Yes.
Hard to say.
It was really interesting. So let's go to the second type of questions that is kind of like quick answers.
Okay.
Why are you traveling from scratch?
Like many people, I grew up taking vacations with my family, and I remember traveling for the first time. It was probably right after I graduated from high school. I bought a cheap scooter, and I come from a country that's not very big, Germany, but it's still, you know, for me it felt kind of big. So I hopped on that scooter, and for 10 days, it was a very slow scooter, I have to say. And we're a country of fast cars, so a slow scooter is going to stand out. And I would basically cross the entire country from the south to the Danish border in the north on that scooter, and I was on my own. And there was this insane feeling of, this intense feeling of freedom and liberty, and of like just being on my own and being, you know, also this is like, it's a defining moment. You've just graduated from high school, and like you're moving out of your parents' place for the first time, and you're like, you get on that scooter and you ride very slowly. It was like 40k per hour, very, very slow. And you just ride endlessly on small side roads through the country. As I said, it's a small country, but it felt very big to me.
Well, what is the most important lesson that you got from traveling? or you actually want to tell people about traveling or anything?
That you can trust yourself and that you can trust other people, even strangers in most situations. I mean, don't be stupid. Don't trust someone sketchy if they're all like out to steal something from you. But in most cases, people are very welcoming, they're very friendly, and if you're around other people, you're usually safe.
What is the best decision that you made in your life till now?
So I work in tourism, and that was a decision I made kind of late in my professional life, and that was a fantastic decision because I've been a passionate traveler for a long time, but I'd never thought about pursuing that field professionally.
What was the happiest moment in your life till now?
No, there's so many. I think probably the first kiss with my long-term partner. Okay. That was a good moment.
Wow. Do you think that you had a special adventure, like experience or situation that you actually want to share with people?
So there are like a lot of memories that I cherish and that I will never forget.
You are rich of memories. You have a lot of,
yeah.
Mashallah, you have a lot of memories.
There's like this very cheesy saying, collect moments, not things.
Yes.
And I think that's a very good slogan for traveling.
At all.
I think it's super cheesy, but I love it. It's like live, love, laugh.
Super cheesy, like that.
Yeah. Strings of cheese attached to that slogan. But like, if you have, if you're sending, like, if you have some money to spare and your decision is between do I buy a new flat screen TV for $1,000 or do I spend that on traveling for a few weeks, I would always spend it on traveling because that's where you get amazing memories. The TV is gonna break after a few years, and you know, how many times do you like? How many of these evenings do you remember when you sat at home watching TV and you say, "Oh, that was an unforgettable night of watching TV"? But I mean, how many times do you travel and you have these really unforgettable moments and experiences?
Wow. So, what the country that you wandered from when you just visited, because it's super amazing and you didn't forget it at all till now?
I feel kind of obliged to say Egypt now. I think you'd love to hear that probably. I haven't been here long enough. I've only been to Cairo so far, and Cairo is a let's say a fascinating place, but not always easy to be in.
Yes. What is the best country? I know that this is gonna be a hard question for you, but what was the best country, or maybe it's gonna be more than country that you really feel that it's the best one, and I really want to spend more time in this place?
I mean, technically, just put me anywhere where there are nice, beautiful mountains, and I'm gonna be happy. So, like, I want to say most mountainous regions. I love Thailand. I love Burma. Myanmar was very fascinating. Cambodia, Laos, beautiful countries. You can say things like
What it means?
It means sorry, I can't dance because I'm a white person.